Hello, hello. I'm gonna just give it a few minutes. I'm going live. And um, welcome to my channel. This is Michelle Jennings. Some of you may know me, and some of you may not. Um, some may know me by Michelle, and some may know me by Mellow Yellow. How you doing? I'm here because I did this documentary about my life as an MC Hammer dancer, and a lot of people had a lot of questions. So I am here to answer those questions. Let me know if I am talking. Uh, so, hi. What is it? Travis Jacobs. So, hold on real quick. Okay. My daughter is screaming in the background, talking about, "What are you doing, Mom? What are you doing? What are you doing?" Um, Same thing I did last night. But hey Dee, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So think about the questions you may have so I can answer them. And I'm going to pull up some questions. So we'll wait just a bit. Um, I hope everybody's having a great Monday. I know today for me, it felt like a Monday, but I still managed to pop on and speak with everybody. Let's see. Let me go to. I'm gonna find some of the questions that people wanted to know. Let's see. Hey, Gabrielle number 2. Sorry for my English. I'm Italian. Hey, hello from Italy. Oh my God, you are. I'm from Italy and Rome. I've been to Italy and Rome. I love the cobblestones. You was my best dancer. Oh, thank you. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed Italy and Rome. I remember the cobblestones. It's been such a long time, but thank you from Italy, Rome. Sorry, I had to push it back an hour because I got a little stuck in traffic getting home, and of course, I wanted to freshen up a little bit and just gather my thoughts. But thank you for coming in. I appreciate all. You're welcome. Hey, D. Travis. Can I just call you Travis? I know you got Travis Terrell Jacobs. That's your whole government name, right? Thanks for joining me. Let's see. If you have any questions, hey, Crooklyn back. How you doing? It is Michelle. Mellow Yellow. You guys think about any questions you may have, just type them in there as we're going, as I'm trying to pull up some questions. You know how uh, electronics go. Torture. Okay. Hello, hello. Come on. I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I don't know what's going on with my phone today. For some reason, it won't do the rotate, but anyway, I think I can remember some of the questions that people might have. Let's see, guy. When I was young, 14, I danced like you. Oh, that's that's a compliment. I worked hard, and as a 14-year-old, just dancing was something that I always loved to do. But I'm glad that I was able to inspire you when you were 14. Hopefully, you're still dancing. Oh yeah, we were around the same age. Well, you're a little younger, but I'm sure you still dance like I do, right? Gabrielle number 2, Crooklyn Mac. How was your time being a dancer with MC Hammer? I tell you, it was the most amazing time of my life. One of the most amazing time of my life. I was able to travel the world and do what I love to do, and it was just amazing. You know, it was an extreme, exciting time of my life. Thanks for asking that question, Crooklyn Mac. Yes, I'm a very good dancer. Gabrielle, number two, says, yes, I'm a very good dancer. Hey, Telly's Muse. Hey, Chica. Hi, yes, I'm glad you joined us on live. I appreciate you stopping in. And please ask me any questions you may have. Hello, Daryl Ford. What's going on? You see, I answered some of your questions at the last live last night, so I did give you a shout out. Thanks for stopping in. If you have any more questions, hit me with them. I'm full of questions, and I love to share any questions you may have. Daryl Ford. Telly's Muse. Telly. Oh, thank you so much, Daryl. So I'm your biggest fan. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, how was everybody's day? I hope good. Let's see, where can I start? Like I mentioned before, I did the documentary as a school project. Film and television, entertainment business have been my life for so long. That's all I've known since a young child. I was able to I was afforded the opportunity to travel with and dance with Hammer right out of high school. I did some college back then, but it wasn't like when how it is now with the online college where you can do it anywhere. It was just starting back then, so I really didn't get to finish. Actually, I'm kind of finishing my last um, classes. I think I have like 6 or 7 classes left, and I will complete my degree. Excuse me, and it is in film and television. Yeah, so I didn't really get to hold on real quick. Sorry, I'm gonna get some water. I've got something stuck in my throat. Hold on. My little assistant, who is my daughter, she's off doing something else. She's actually rehearsing some lines that she's auditioning for a television show. So I'm like, just go and study your lines. Um, so Daryl Ford says, oh, okay, let me go back a little bit. Gabrielle, too, it's true that you dance 7 days a week with him. Yes, we did. It was 7 days a week. We had a show every day, especially in the States. It was a little different internationally or overseas. So we would stay in a place for a few days. For example, Tokyo Dome in Japan. We stayed there for some time and performed several days. Whereas in the States, we had a show every day, nonstop. We had Christmases, Thanksgiving, every holiday you can think of on the road in a big, um, in a hotel. So most of our time was on the road. Yes, Gabrielle, number two. Telly's Muse, I love your channel. I'm an 80s baby, so I definitely remember that area. Yes, I love the 80s. I love the 70s, 80s, the 90s, the 2000. I love it too. It's just a different time, different group of folks, but you when you love music, um, you love all music. So let's see, Daryl Ford. Sometimes I tease King Ho and of Hope at Ho on his video that you can outdance him. Oh yes, he gave me the hardest time, but of course he was like my big brother. He gave me a hard time. That mellow yellow, you know, a sister who is, you know, Shay, please. So he was like, I don't want you to eat this. I don't want you to eat that. But King Ho is all love. That's like a big brother. He's a sweetheart. He always looked out for us. Like I said in my previous video, it's like if anybody ever stepped to us incorrectly, we all had each other back. And I think till this day, if I was to call King Ho, in fact, I talked to him not too long ago. When that whole video was like went viral of him dancing with the his team. I think he's a coach. He is a coach. And we talked back then, and we kind of shared some laughs. But yeah, I can get it better than King Ho. Telly's Muse. I love dancing back then and now so much because I have kids. Oh yeah. Let me tell you a story about my child. I told just kind of like you, Telly. Um, my daughter never believed that I used to dance with MC Hammer. She was like, I showed her videos, I showed her all everything that you could think, pictures, everything. She still didn't believe me. I remember every Halloween, the zoo would have this thing called Blue in the Zoo. And Disney Radio would sponsor this little segment and have like the parents come up and dance and freestyle. They would show a little choreography and you just have to freestyle. I said, you know what? This is my chance to show her that I could dance. I really could dance. So I went up there, I learned the routine. I killed the routine, and all of a sudden they wanted us to freestyle. And I was freestyling. My daughter looked up. She was like, when I looked out to the audience, and I saw my daughter, she was just like staring with her eyes open, her mouth wide, like, and they were like, the winner is, and they pointed at me. She was like, oh my gosh, my mom can really dance. And she ran up to me and gave me a hug. But just trying to convince her that it took a minute. It was a while, but yes, Gabrielle. Number two, when she said she remembers when we came to Milan. Definitely, we had a great time out there. D, are you still in touch with the girls you dance with, particularly Charlisa? I know I spelled that wrong. It's okay. She doesn't go by that anymore because you guys used to be pretty close. Yes, we were really close in high school and during the time we were with Hammer. We have since went off to do our own thing. She's not Charlize anymore. I think it's Shira, something like that. So she went off to do some singing, and I think she created her own. I want to say fitness line. So she's doing stuff. We don't talk any longer. But yeah, we kind of grew apart, for different reasons. Gabrielle too, MC Hammer do the for the choreography, excuse me. It was a collective effort. Everybody put in a piece of them. And like I mentioned yesterday, the one thing I really appreciated about Hammer was that he had people from different states, um, and everybody had a different style. So collectively, we all came together and put most of the routines together, and then Hammer would step in and do his signature move, or he would put his stamp on it, and it just, and that's how we put together the choreography. Let's see. Daryl Ford. There is a video on YouTube called MC Hammer Former Dancer. They make her look like a crackhead, and our church wanted to pray for her. Did you see that video? I did. It's really sad when people make fun of people who have um, issues or addictions. Um, and half the time they're kind of not in their right mind. So yeah, I mean that's great that your church prayed for her because she probably needed prayer. But or she might have loved the fact that she was being recorded and loved to dance, and that was her expression. So I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know her personally, but she was getting it in a in her own way. Telly Muse. Awesome story. Yeah, the kids never believe us parents. Oh no, they never. They. It was almost like we were never young. It is so true. Children doesn't. Did you recognize? No, I don't know. Yeah, that girl who was a crackhead wasn't a part of our group at all. So somebody was just being funny, Somebody that she wasn't a dancer at all with us. Daryl. So no, we don't know her. Gabrielle, number two. Last year, Hammer comes into Italy in Lake Como. Oh, I love Lake Como. Como, Como. Um, but I didn't see him. I cried. Aww. The one thing about Hammer, he hasn't stopped performing. A lot of people, when everything had changed in his life, it never changed. It may have changed in other people's perspective, but he kept working. You know, he is a tech genius, and he made some great investments. So there's another side to him that maybe not everybody knows, but Hammer never stopped working. He he's always kept working, which is good. A lot of us kept working in some part of the business or entertainment business. I went into film and television, so and I spent a great deal of time or a great amount of time in the film and television, and still do. Just now, I'm doing some writing. So, which is good. Okay. Do you get offended when people keep mentioning the certain mix video that you were in? No, actually, the one thing I didn't do, I didn't take any clothes off, so I don't feel bad about anything. That was a very iconic video. So no, I don't feel bad about when people bring it up or if they mentioned it. I mean, that was a great time in my life. I looked good in a pink bikini. It was fun. I guess hey, things it was just a part of my life. I had fun doing it. There was some different moments doing that video. Yeah. Ooh. Thank you, Daryl. Daryl Ford said you were extremely sexy. I appreciate it. Thank you. It actually during that time, I was very shy because I just wouldn't think to dance in a bikini, but it worked. Hammer is still Telly's Muse said Hammer is still the man. He is. I mean, he could put on a show. I haven't seen his show after we left, but I kind of believe that, it's a little different now that we're not dancing. But I'm supposed to say that. I'm a little partial. Daryl said, Telly, he agrees with your last comment. Yeah, he's good people. And he has energy like the Energizer Bunny. He never stops. He's always been that way, and today's no different. Are you still? I get that a lot. Am I still in contact with Hammer? I'm not in contact with Hammer, but I'm sure if there was something I needed, or if we were doing some business transaction or whatever it is, or if I connect the dots with him, or if I had a project, I think he would be willing to do it. In fact, when I did the documentary, I interviewed his sister, Nishia, and he asked her why she didn't ask me to do it, and I just used a picture of him. But it's just like I just didn't. I don't know why. I don't know why. I could have asked him, and that's how he is because we didn't leave on bad terms. It wasn't um, a bad relationship. It was just like it was just time for me to move on to other things that I wanted to do. Let's see. Telly's Muse, high five at Daryl. Telly's giving you a high five, Daryl. Did you get a chance to dance for 357 or Ace or background dance with for Ho Fred Ho. Well, Ho Fred Ho, we were all dancing together. 357 had already left to do their own thing. I was exclusively a dancer for Hammer, and that was it. Ace was a hype man for Hammer during that time. I was with Hammer, and like Ho Fred Ho, we all danced together for a while, and then Hammer decided to put them as a group, which was good because I think they were great as a group. Jamal Davis, hi, how are you? Thanks for coming in. Yeah, so no, I didn't dance with 357 or Ace or Hope Right Ho. But some of their dancers end up going on tour with us. Hammer's like, okay, everybody, you guys can come and dance with us. That's why we had like the first string and second string. He said, we're gonna go on this tour. Things are getting a little tight, but everybody's not gonna end up coming back at the same time. So during the tour, we would leave. He would start letting people go in terms of the extra dancers or whatever that he had picked up with 357, Hope Right Ho, and a couple other artists that he may have had. The nicest video in which you enjoyed the most? Oh, in terms of Gabrielle number 2, are you mentioning what video that I enjoyed doing for Hammer? Like a Too Legit to Quit. What's up, Mickey? Hey, Trey, my cousin. Thanks for coming in, Trey. Okay, yes, my favorite one was Too Legit to Quit. Man, that was Too Legit to Quit was really fun. He put a lot of money into that video. The production was incredible. We have Rupert Wainwright, who also he directed Stigmata, I believe it was. So there was so many different elements to Too Legit to Quit. Oh, is it You Can't Touch This? No, Too Legit to Quit. And You Can't Touch This was fun. And That's the Way We Roll was good. That was a fun one. Too Legit to Quit, fantastic. Gabrielle, number 2 said, yeah, Too Legit to Quit was fantastic. It was. The production was like, a mini movie or a mini short. It was really, really intense. And I wish Rupert Wainwright would do something else. I would love to be a part of his production because he has such a aesthetic. He has a great eye for film. Hopefully one day we can work together again because I think he's incredible. Stigmata really changed the life of a lot of actors in that movie. But yeah, so he was the director of Too Legit to Quit. And I think You Can't Touch This too. He did a lot of the videos. Gabrielle number 2, how many days for Too Legit? I think we were in LA for a week, maybe even longer. We were there for a while because I know in the industry, everybody talked about how expensive his video was, because back then it was not really that heard of for an artist to spend so much money on a video. But Hammer was a different type of artist, so he wanted things to look a certain way, and his videos weren't it wasn't anything different. He wanted to put the same production he did on his shows into his videos, which speaks to them today. And now you see videos that are just incredible, and his videos told a story, which was was comedic, had some comedy behind it, and some was just straightforward. But Trey Riley says, can you share the story of when you were sick and threw off your mink coat and fell into place and danced when you were supposed to be? I wish I could join you in, Trey, so you could talk about it. Oh my gosh. He said I threw off my mink coat and fell into the place and danced when I was supposed. Well, um, that's funny. And D, Trey, you funny. And D, I don't know if you remember me or not, but I used to be out there a lot when visiting Ken. This is Dawn. I used to videotape everything. And I still have lots of footage of you guys. I do remember. And we got to talk because I would love to have some of that footage. I do remember you, Dawn. You talking about Diamond Ken? Or Ken the the band member. Diamond Ken. I think it's Diamond Ken, Dawn, right? Oh, Kendrick. Oh, yeah, from Special Generation, right? Yes. That is funny. Daryl Ford, Jamal asked a question earlier that you didn't respond. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me see. Let me go back. He did. I'm sorry. Let's see. What did he say? Jamal asked a question. Let's see. Jamal, please forgive me. He said, "Hey, Mello, what was oh, what was it like going overseas for the first time?" Jamal Davis asked me, "What was it like going overseas for the first time?" Well, I became really homesick, but I kind of got over it. And started to think about the things that I wanted to experience and see. So I was kind of that rebellious kid because I had never been overseas before. So I took it upon myself to just start exploring. I was I was the only thing I dealt with was being homesick, but I was fearless. I would go off by myself. If nobody would come, I would just, like, for example, I think I went to let's see, what part? I forgot. Oh, we were in the Philippines, and they had a lot of. Oh no, actually, it was in Brunei. We were in Brunei, and I remember we were performing for the Sultan of Brunei, and I wanted to see his property. And so he allowed us to ride these mopeds or motorcycles or scooters or whatever around his property to kind of explore. And I just took off by myself. I wasn't waiting for anybody. I was being a hard hit, but I just wanted to see the place. So your question, Jamal, I was fearless. I was just homesick. So for the first time, I was just homesick and fearless. But that was it. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Franklin Young. Oh my gosh, I missed it. No, you didn't miss it. I'm still here. Kelly's Muse, right. I agree. Everything was on point. Gabrielle, number two, the movie Please Hammer Doll Heard of. What did you think and did you enjoy? Well, I know that's a great question, Gabrielle. There was a lot of holes in the story. So, but I know that he only had a certain amount of time to tell that story, and some things were kind of fabricated a little bit. And so there was some things that were a little authentic, but I guess, to keep you entertained, you have to do it a certain way. So I think it would be nice to have a full on um, a film about it, because I think it would be quite interesting, um, with open and honest footage. So let's see. Franklin Young, is Hammer a good boss or a shady boss? Hammer was a good boss. What do you mean by shady? He took care of everybody. Um, He took care of everybody. He treated everybody good. He was honest. Like I said earlier, um, he had a heart for people. So when the other groups wasn't on tour, he would take the other dancers and bring them on tour. But he was totally honest. He was like, okay, I'm gonna take everybody on tour, but guess what? Everybody's gonna come back at different times. So, and you can only respect that. Like, he was honest about that. It wasn't like he was gonna pull your leg and say, okay, I'm gonna give you some time to set yourself up, but everybody's coming back at different times. So you can respect a guy like that. So I wouldn't call him shady. He was a great boss. Oh, Dee said she's in Georgia as well. You might like to see. Yes, for sure. We got to link up. I'm in um I'm in Georgia. Yes, for sure. I've been in Georgia now for about 2 months. Franklin Young at the time. Oh, at the time, he wasn't shady. Gerald Ford, I must admit that I always wanted to see a dance off between you and Terrible T. 3357 LOL. Oh, that was a sister. You want us to battle? Yeah, I think we would go toe to toe. We both was we was taught by one of the best. Well, we kind of had it before, but he kind of shaped us. So I think it would have been a great battle, battle dance. Franklin Young, do you still have your dance moves? I do. Like I said earlier, I just got a little extra more weight on me. I'm carrying around a toddler. I keep saying baby weight, but my daughter is 12, so I can't use that excuse. But no, I just got a lot more to move around, but I definitely can still get down. I'm that I'm that I'm that person, that auntie, that friend that's going to hit the dance floor as soon as some event happens or party or whatever. Me, some people are going to the bar. I'm going straight to the dance floor for real. Trey Riley, Michelle would have worked. My cousin Trey said Michelle would have worked her, worked terrible too. Gabrielle, too, from the question that I tell you, understand that I am a true fan of yours and MC Hammer. I have everything, so I am so happy to stay here. I appreciate it, Gabrielle, too. Um, that just warms my heart. I had a great time working with Hammer. I Hey, touring around the world, seeing different places, and dancing, my passion. It was a great time. Yeah, so thanks for hanging in here with us. Girl, it's okay. My English is jacked up too. Girl, Gabrielle, you're good. Don't apologize for your English. I can understand it. You are good. My English is chopped up, so no worries. Franklin, thumbs up to you too. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad. Let me get off the emoji. I'm like, I want to type. I remember, okay, speaking of, okay, since Trey brought up something about me falling, I remember a time. Oh, wait a minute, here's some questions. Whatever happened to BN? Wow, what happened to BNGB? BNGB, I think she lives in Georgia as well, and I just recently saw a video of her singing on stage with Hammer. So she looks like she's been doing some work. It looks like she's been out there still working, which is good. She's a great talent too. Her voice was incredible. Daryl Ford, hey, everyone, I can still do the typewriter to this day. Go Hammer, go Hammer. Anybody else can do the typewriter? I can still do the typewriter. I think that's what that was Coach Alonzo from Ho Fat Ho. He was the one doing. the typewriter. Yeah, so we can all still do the typewriter. My daughter. No, I had some. I'm good, thank you. Let's see. Wow, Young, Franklin Young. I can't dance at all, but I can fix a car. Hey, that's important. Okay, you know, fixing the car is just as important. You know your gifts. You gotta, I'm sure you make a lot of money working on cars. Telly's Muse, smile, smile, smile. Yes. So, I'm trying to think of some of the questions that people ask. Let's see. I know Biangie B was one of them. Do I still talk to her? I spoke to her a couple of times throughout the years, but haven't seen her in a while. But we are social Facebook friends. We all communicate through social media nowadays, unless it's really important to get connected with that person. The social media. Franklin Ford, I have to go. It was a blessing to talk to you, man. I'm a fan for life. Thank you, Daryl Ford. Thanks for stopping in. I'm glad you were able to jump in for a few. Have a great one. See you next time. Any more questions? Any more questions that people might have? Let me see if I can pull up some questions that it was really nice to see you again. Gotta go. Thank you, D. Let's connect. Okay. I think you can email me your information on YouTube or Facebook, but let's connect. Really nice to see Trey Riley. When I said fill in the place, I didn't mean as you falling down. I was meaning you got into a place and killed it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm always throwing off a coat or something and going to the dance floor and really dancing. Oh, speaking of, I know there was a comment. A lot of people were like really upset about the fact that Hammer's sister mentioned that I was dancing with Emmanuel Lewis, and they're like, "Oh, who danced with Emmanuel Lewis?" She didn't mean it in that regard, like it was a diss on Emmanuel Lewis, but she was just saying. The kind of heart that I had, it doesn't matter who it was. I would just dance with anybody, long as we're having fun and enjoying each other, let's go. Um, and if I wish I had the footage of that, that was so cool because he could dance. I don't know if people knew that Emmanuel Lewis could dance, but he certainly did. He was like killing it. Yes, he was killing it. Hours. Um, I was literally, we would run 6 miles a day. Half of the girls would run 6 miles a day. I was one of the ones. And the guys would run 6 miles a day. The other girls would only run about three. Then we would go to the gym and work out because Hammer had a gym in his studio and we would work out. And then after that, it was in the studio. We would dance, 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 dance for hours and hours, and then Hammer would come in, and we have to be there for more hours and hours and hours. And then by the time it was like be midnight or whenever he decides to let us go, it's like, okay, we're good. Then we would, we'll be ready for bed, and it would start the same way every day. I mean, the work ethic with Hammer was was hands down the best. Okay, so how many hours? So it would be, we would just work all day till it's time to go to bed. So, D, have a good evening. So 12 hours, I would say, from sun up to sundown, um, or more. It definitely was an 8 hour gig, 8 hour day gig. No. I wish Telly's Muse, I wish I had that type of discipline. Me too. Now I wish I had that same discipline because afterwards I was like, oh, I need to take a rest. I need to take a rest. I still, it wasn't until after I had my child is when I started to gain weight and I got even more comfortable. But I got you, Trey Fail. Um, it wasn't until then that I'm working hard to try to get in a healthier, more weight, but I wish I had that same discipline. I've been doing like Just Dance to try to get back into the groove of things. Um, but in the groove of things, but it's not easy. That was like we were getting paid to work, and that was our job. And that was our passion. I know for me, it was mine because as a little girl, I always was dancing. I was started praise dancing. I was hip hop dancing. I was ballet. I was doing acrobatic. I was doing gymnastics. I was on the diving team. I was always active, but dancing and performing was always my passion. And to this day, it is. You know, I love acting. I love creating, so many different facets of the entertainment business. I really, really, truly enjoy. Uh, let's see, I wish I had, yeah, Gabrielle too. It was a pity that the world did not recognize the merit of Hammer today. As I know, like I mentioned earlier, it was almost like him and MC Hammer and Sir Mix-a-Lot. I feel get the short end of the stick because they really, really made a dent in hip hop culture because they did something different. But when it comes to hip hop honors and people honoring people, hip hop, it almost like they did not exist. Like they don't give them the recognition that they truly deserve because they put in work. They were different and came from different backgrounds, but to this day, everybody, samples them, but they act as though, and now people are starting to put, like Cardi B says, hammer time, so, you get little bits and pieces and sprinkles. And I think Mix a Lot was in, well, Baby Got Back. Everybody knows that one, and that's been used and overused and used and used. In fact, a video the Put 'em on the Glass video is in the 40-Year-Old Virgin. A clip of that. You'll see me in the 40-Year-Old Virgin. So, yeah, so that stuff is recycled, but they act as though, that they didn't put it in. They really changed the um the hip hop community, I think, in my opinion. He put some dancers behind him and it changed the whole, you know, instead of a rapper just not to say that that's bad or anything, but back then the rappers just walking across the stage back and forth, back and forth. It was nothing dramatic. When Hammer came out, it was something totally dramatic. It was like a big huge show. And after the show, you'd be like, dang, I'm tired, just tired watching. But he definitely did something totally different. And they should be recognized and respected for that. And Mix a Lot, he did the whole big booty and some other things, but his music is timeless. Let's see. Franklin. So yes, Gabrielle, they should marry Hammer to this day. Franklin Young didn't know that. Y'all ran. Well, yeah, we ran. I wish I could run out 6 miles a day. If I find a nice park that when you go around there 3 times a 6 mile, I'm good. I can do that. I just gotta find it. I'm still getting to know Georgia a bit. I'm new here, so I gotta find those little nuggets where I can just, spread my wings and just get back into my running. Hi, Zamisha. Please forgive me if I chop up your name. Did you guys take breaks? Yeah, not a lot. I remember we went on tour one time for like 2 years straight. But we would have a couple of breaks in between, but not very many and not very long. That was a great question. Franklin, yes, the older you get, the harder it is. I know. You don't know how many things I have tried, Franklin, to lose. Although, always tell people you don't like it thick, don't click. But I'm cool. But I just definitely want to just be in a healthier, um, I know I'm not gonna get back to that time, but at least a little more healthier. um, but yes, Franklin, the older we get, yes, Sir Mix-a-Lot did change the game, and so did Hammer. Yes, I believe so. But we tend to forget that. Gabrielle, number two, it is true, Franklin. Christy Hollis, hello, how are you? Christy. Franklin, baby got back. Paid, oh, shoot, Lord. Baby got back, paid him for every, they still, yes, they still use a lot of his songs in commercials, and he gets that, all that. He's doing very well for himself. And people may not know, but Hammer is also doing well for himself. You know, he's in the both of them are kind of techie kind of guys, but yeah. So Gabrielle too. The spectacle you did on stage did not make anybody. You were the first. Oh yes, 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 Gabrielle. I received that. Thank you. Hey, Telly's Muse. She smiled. I'm glad they are all doing well. Yes, me too. Because they deserve everything they get. They were good people, good guys to work with and work for. Hammer I worked the longest. And after that, I went into film and television. I worked on a show called The Proud Family. It was like the first African American animated series on Disney Channel. So, I was I worked on with some amazing projects, you know, and with Hammer, and then going off to work on a show that was the first, uh, The Proud Family. You love that show? Telly's Music is like, yes, I love that show. That's such a great show. It opened the doors for a lot of voiceovers for African Americans, Brown, Latinos, and Caucasians, but in particularly when it came to voiceovers, there wasn't a lot of African Americans. There were a lot of people who were others, which is fine, that voiced African American or Black characters or Brown characters. So so it was good because the Proud Family provided that platform for you know us, everybody, brown, pretty much everybody. So, but more in particularly brown people, black people, African Americans, whatever you prefer. So, but that was a great show. I love that show. They still rerun that show now and then. After we did the series, we did a movie too, the Proud Family movie, where a lot of people were in there. Steve Harvey, Sam Jackson. We had some big names that came out and kind of supported that animated series. So, you know, that was a great project I worked on too. Any more questions about me as a dancer? The record Too Legit to Quit deserve much more. Oh yes. Yes, Too Legit. Everybody was talking about Too Legit to Quit. Athletes, we too legit to quit. That just became the saying. Shirts were made, too legit to quit. Everybody would do too legit, too legit to quit. Everybody would do that. It was like, you know, the yeah, Proud Family was the show. Yes, Trey. It was. Did you do any I did do a bunch of voices. I voiced because I worked uh, on the Proud Family, I worked as a recording coordinator, which is the same as a script supervisor or an AD, assistant director. So I would get the scripts ahead of time. So I would find roles that we hadn't cast. So I would pitch myself. I'd be like, hey, I could do this character. So I would play like a Peanut or I play like a mother or a kid and just do different voices. So yes, Trey, that was a great question. I did do voices, so I still get residuals. It may be $1, but I still get residuals. I think I get more residual money from 40-year-old version than I do Disney. Well, it's kind of 50-50, and other things that I've done. Um, uh, Telly's Muse. Yep, I used to do it too. Too legit. I know. Too legit. Too legit. But my all-time favorite song to perform, like I said yesterday, was Ring 'em. Whoa, Ring 'em was. See, I'm gonna try to next thing. I'm gonna start playing some of the songs on the next live. Let's see if we have any more questions that people that I found kind of interesting. It's so funny when we would go to different, like when we would to Japan and we performed. So after we performed back then, um, we would watch, like, say we didn't leave right away from Japan, we would watch like the news in the hotel, and you know how they have this whole issue about blackface. Well, they would get on there and do blackface and do Hammer. That was pretty interesting to see. Out here, somebody's head would get like that's not acceptable, but they found it quite amusing, and we're like, oh my gosh, are they straight doing blackface and doing Hammer like in Japan? I was shocked back then. Somebody, uh, his name was the one. He said Hammer and Bobby Brown were the best dancers that ever danced in terms of like artists. And I think so. It seemed like Bobby got a lot of some of Hammer's pointers, you know. Uh, but oh, wait a minute, I got some more questions. Oh, Gabrielle, number two, Adams families. The Adams family, he just used all the guys in the Adams family. He used them for, well, no, I take that back. I think he might have used some girls. I don't know if I did that one. I'm not sure. But Franklin Young, I'm gonna get nosy. Uh-oh. Here it goes. When did you know that times were changing for Hammer? Styles changing, the public started looking for harder music. Whew, that's a good question. I think when I noticed the change is when he started to feel the pressure of changing. Because I thought what we did, it wasn't broke. Why change it? Because this is who you are. But when he wanted to start like becoming more hard, then that's when I was like, oh, there's some changes happening that we may not see in front, or, maybe something's going on behind the scenes that we don't know. But Funky Headhunter was a clear example of how things, the pressure, the change. And I'm not, I don't have the numbers on how it did, but people made a stink about him doing that. But I think it goes, because it can be, it can go either way. It could be like, okay, that was good that he changed with the time, that he showed that he can do something different. He's not stuck in this box. He can do other things. It could be a good thing, and some people might take it as a bad thing. But you know, I think it's the one thing about the US, we are so critical and hard. Whereas you go overseas, you could be a dead artist and somebody will resurrect your music and you will hit number one all over again. Whereas here, they'd be like, oh, it's just a one hit wonder. We're going to crucify that person, put them under. They only did one. Whereas the people in Europe, and I'm not saying it's like that. Back then it was, you know, um, they're not so critical. They just, music is music. We love music no matter what. We don't care who you are. Um, let's see. Ring 'em, yeah, Gary. Hey, Vega Lee. I bet you still be hitting those classic moves. Yes, I do, Vega Lee. I do. Now I kind of do it on my Wii U. I know I'm a little old school, or the Switch, the Nintendo Switch, the Just Dance. So I try, keep them up, get a little exercise in with my Wii U. Or Trey, Riley, y'all forgetting about MJ, those three. Yeah, I still get it in when I can. Let's see. Um, I had a lot of people really giving a shout out to the girls, all of us as the girls. Some guy said the girls nowadays who dance would have passed out trying to do what you guys were doing. I agree. Because let me tell you, the four of us who had started after 357, there were more girls that came on. Some of them was in the back, and, like having a hard time getting their breath. They didn't have the stamina like the four regulars, like myself, Janella, Charlisa, and Yo Yo, and DC. So it's five. And they couldn't handle it. They be in the back like damn near having an asthma attack. But it's okay. You just have to pace yourself. But they weren't used to that where we were conditioned. Everybody else came in later. And so there was some that could keep up, but not everyone could do 16 songs like your girl. But it's okay though. Everybody had their strong points and weak points. Okay, Franklin Young. At the time, Vega said, I know it. Trey, okay, Franklin Young. At the time, blacks were saying because he turned away from God, that was his downfall because he had God in his music. At the time, that was blacks were saying it, and don't know my love. Okay, that's interesting. The one thing, if you listen to every album that Hammer did, he always dedicated one song to the Lord. That's Why We Pray, and there's some other ones. And he never turned away from the Lord at all. I disagree with that. But here's the thing. Black folks need to stop throwing black folks away. We got to band together and stay together. It's like when something changes, it's like, we want to throw them away so quickly. And that they should have just banded together with him. And like, if they felt like it was a God thing, try to band together with him and pray. But I don't think he ever left that. And he has a strong support. So I don't think that would have even happened. Michael Trey Riley says Michael, Hammer, and Bobby. Yes, those are three dance machines. And what's his name? Oh gosh, I can't think of the old school guy. Oh, he was in the video too. James Brown. That was a different era. That was before Michael. So Telly's Muse, do you remember the lady who had the earring from her ear to her nose? I forgot that her name was in that something above there. Oh, I do remember, but I don't remember her name. I think she was an extra. I'm gonna say she was an extra. I don't. She wasn't in the group. She was just there as some extra, which is good. Gabrielle too. The problem, unfortunately, is that too legit expectations have not been. Yes, that's a good yeah, that's a good comment. Um, yeah, they wanted the same expectations as too legit. Vega Lee, we gotta pray just to make it today. Yes, we do have to pray. Yeah, that was one of his. We had to pray just to make it today. Yeah. So, let me see if there was somebody said I missed the '90s music. I always admire MC Hammer dancers. That was Tiffany Carter. Get a bag of Skittles. She says I missed the '90s, or it could be a guy. Joe Fitzgerald He said, "I remind him of Vesta." What y'all think? I get that a lot. I get that a lot. Telly's Muse. Okay, I can't think of her name for the life of me. I know I can't either. You're fantastic, Gabrielle. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um, oh, people are seeing some nice hammers. Hammer had some of the best dancers. Ebony White said, "Thank you, Ebony White." Gina Worthy, you guys were awesome. You all started a style of dance that is still being duplicated today. You were trailblazers. Oh my gosh, that was so sweet, Gina Worthy. Yes, I think so too. I still see some of the same moves that we used to do, but flattery is the best, you know, the best thing. I guess that's how you say it, one of those things. Okay, I'm in Georgia right now. Yeah, Gabrielle, I'm in Georgia. Vega Lee, you favor Vesta, but better Queen. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just moved to Georgia like 2 months ago. I left California and then moved to Maryland for a little bit, uh, and then came here to Georgia so that my daughter can be closer to her father. That was one of the main reasons. And sometimes you need a change in scenery, but it's forcing me to write. It's forcing me to get out there and do some other things. So it's a good thing. Uh, Gabrielto, because Hammer is from Oakland. Yes, Oaktown. 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 Y'all remember that song? Yeah. You do look like Vesta. Telly's Muse. Thank you. She's a pretty lady. Franklin Young. I'm gonna get nosy again. Uh-oh. Do you know why Hammer didn't pay his taxes? Why he just let his dynasty go like that and have them seize his assets? Okay. this this is my perspective. He has to say, it's his story. I mean, his life, and there's so many different videos out there about him talking about that or his interview about that. So, in my perspective, I don't him not I don't know too much about the whole taxes. I never delved into finding about whether or not he paid his taxes or not. But I do know that there was a lot of lawsuits coming different ways coming in after him, if I'm not mistaken. And I think he did the whole, bankruptcy, to protect his assets, what he had left. Let's be clear, Hammer is still a millionaire. He is not hurting. He is a smart man. When things started to change in his life, this is my perspective. I could be wrong, and I stand to be corrected. This man, he went and learned some things. He got into the tech something and did some investing. So he is not, I think he has something to do with the Apple Square and the Pinterest and all this kind of stuff. So this is not a dumb man. He took he took what everybody would think is his downfall and did some great things. Actually, when a person has lost some things or what it appears to be, they know how to get it again. So that man is not hurting. I'm sure it was a big hit because he was doing a lot for a lot of people, but he owed a lot. Um, but I can't get into the specifics of it because I didn't live his financial, you know what I mean? I don't have his financial records, but he talks about it on YouTube and he does a great job of explaining it. But from my perspective, I just think he was protecting what he had left, and that's all I can say. But I didn't, I I don't know. Man, everyone is in Georgia. I know, that's why I went to Maryland first. I was like, I don't want to go to Georgia. I thought it was a good middle ground, so he can come and visit her. But things change. I love Maryland. Maryland is a beautiful place, beautiful people. A lot of money out there, but sometimes we make sacrifices for our own children, and I did, and so that's why I'm in Georgia. But I have family here, so it's not like I'm here by myself, and it's just all, there's a lot of people I know out here, um, family, friends, and foes. Chapter 13. Franklin Young said chapter 13. So yeah, that's the get people away, but he's still good, I think. So Vega Lee, you're welcome, Queen. We remember you and love you all out here. In the Dominican Republic since the 90s. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. Franklin Young he is still, yes, he is still a millionaire. He's not broke. He's not broke. He wanted big things. He got big things. He experienced some big things. He had big money, large amounts, and he did change his lifestyle. So they're good. From from what I know, they're good. Um, Maryland is so damn cold, baby. I know. I know. I went from sunny Southern California to snow. I'm like, snow. It was cute the first two times, and then I was like, okay, I'm good. Yeah, but I was in Olney, Maryland, so I was far away from Baltimore. I was closer to DC, so it is damn cold. Tell you dudes, that's awesome. Gabrielle too. Is it true that on the stage you also arrived at 100 people? I don't know if 100 people could have fit on the stage, but we was kind of close, maybe half that, or maybe even a quarter of that. Not 100. It may look like 100 people. Um, and the stage showed a lot of people, but no, I don't think it was 100. Maybe adding the roadies, the people who is putting together the stage, it could have added up to that, but that's a lot of people holding down a tour. Um, Trey Riley, he isn't hurting at all. He was protecting his investments, okay? That is true. He is not hurting at all. He's a smart man. Um, yeah, he's a smart man. Good stuff happened to good people. Not to say, everybody was perfect. We all were far from perfect, but we learn from the experiences we have. Uh, let's see. I know Moss and Marad. He's like, I want to hear more. I want to hear more. Uh, you are. You're gonna hear more. You're gonna hear more. I want to write a book. Put together something. This guy Jay Rohr said, "Excuse me, while I go watch. Put him on the glass." um, tell these dudes, I love these stories. Thank you. I have so many to share, and hopefully, it would touch somebody. Um, Franklin Young, how many tour buses you guys would use at a time? Oh, how many tour buses we would use at a time? I want to say about 10. So I mean, it could have possibly count up to 100, but we had about 10 buses. Because remember, we had opening acts. We had Boys to Men, we had Jodeci, we had Michelle at some time. Um we had who else was on it? In Vogue opened up for us. Um who else? After Seven opened up for us. We had so many opening acts. TLC opened up for us. Let's see. Damn. Anita's educational page. Hammer was a great dancer. He was. That I was just saying earlier, he is like an energizer bunny. He just kept going and going and going. Um, Gabrielle too. It was nice to see Hammer again a few years ago with Psy. Oh yes, because he gave him the shine and recognized his success. Yeah, because I feel like Psy was one of those ones who looked up to Hammer, and you could see, it's, I think he's an older artist, and he would do the pants and he would do the Hammer dances, and yeah, you could tell that he really he watched Hammer. In fact, on my Wii U, I be doing the size dance, which is pretty much Hammer's dance, but um, I get it from my daddy. I think that's it. I forgot the name of the song. Let's see. Franklin Young. How many? Oh my gosh, we're getting to that hour mark, and it's 9 o'clock, and I got to get my daughter ready for school. It has been fun. I will be back tomorrow. I'll put in a reminder. We can talk more about my life as an MC Hammer dancer. But I thank each and every one of you for stopping by. Hey, Derek Thomas, you're back. You came all at the end. When did you realize they had different names for the hammer dance in different parts of the country? I mean, when you saw them doing the dance. But I didn't know I didn't know that they wasn't giving Hammer his full respect, you know? But until Sai just said, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna come out and do it. But uh, kind of when you did it or when I was on the road, because right after Hammer too, I did go on tour with a group called Shung and Dap. But now you guys know now her by herself. When she was a group, she was Shung and Dap, and now she's Truth Hurts. Um, so when I even went on tour with her, well, you talking about different countries. So different countries. I found out the way you guys found out, and if I was touring with somebody, then I would see it. But and I didn't know that they were calling it a different name other than Psy. Franklin. Oh my gosh, my internet is buffering. Oh no. Use oh awesome. I like Truth Hurts. She's the best. We've been friends, best friends for so many years. That's that's my ace. In fact, we were here hanging out this weekend. Next time when she comes over, I'm get her on live so you guys can say hi to her. She tells the truth. That's why I love her. That's my girl. We've been friends forever. Uh there's a video on your tube where Hammer already no longer in the middle of the success in TV awards where some famous singers looked at him as AP award. Yeah. Yeah. I mean they treat him like he like he just like I don't know what they're angry about. He did some great things. He set off. It's like this is what I don't understand how people just throw people to the wolves. I mean, just throw them away as if they didn't make no impact on the world. But you know what? I think he just stands in his excellence and keep it moving. I would, you know. Yes, I love her. Yeah, addictive. Remember addictive? I can't sing. Well, yes, I can. A little bit. Excellent job, Cuzzo. Going to finish up. Okay. Well, I'm going to be going too, but I got to show y'all some of my somebody sent me some stuff. It's my new obsession. It's called Really Rich Skin. You guys, this stuff is life. It came from, I want to say it's coming from Europe, but you can find them on Instagram. It's called Really Rich Skin. It hydrates your skin. So check it out. That's my I'm gonna share some little things that people send me or stuff that I use. I actually use it. So like I had these giant breakouts and it's cleared stuff up. But anyway, enough of me rambling on. I'll see you here tomorrow if you come in. I'll share some more stuff. Jealousy among our I need oh wait a minute, I gotta say this. Anita's bye Cuzzo, Trey. Anita's educational page, jealousy among our people. It is a disease. It's so sad. Like, why are we throwing people away? I don't understand it. Franklin Young, were you were you that from us on Amazon? Oh no, go to Instagram. You can get it on Instagram, and it has gold flakes in it and minerals and all kind of stuff. It's so good. Just go to Instagram. It's called Really Rich Skin. Really Rich Skin on Instagram. Um, bye bye, Franklin. Love you too. Coming tomorrow to see you, Chica. Thank you, Tally's Views. Vega Lee, have a good night, Queen. We love you. I love you guys too. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let me get this little one to bed. All right. See you tomorrow. Have a great one. Blessings, everybody.